I got an email from my mom. She and my sister took my $500,000 savings and moved to Scottsdale. The subject line just said, "Don't try to contact us." I stared at it for a full 10 seconds before opening it. My name is Ethan Calloway, and in that moment, something inside me went completely still. No anger, no panique, just silence. I clicked the email. "Ethan, this is for the best. We've moved to Scottsdale. The money was never just yours. Don't come looking for us." That was it. No apology, no explanation, no signature. But I didn't need one. I knew it was my mother, Victoria Calloway, and I knew my sister, Sloane Calloway, was right there with her when she sent it. The same sister who used to ask me for help with rent just 6 months ago. The same mother who called me her only stable one. And now they were gone, with $500,000. My $500,000. I leaned back in my chair inside my downtown Boston apartment and looked at the skyline like it might answer something. It didn't, because the truth was I already knew how this happened. I just hadn't wanted to see it. Let me ask you something. If the two people you trusted most quietly planned something like this behind your back, would you feel shocked, or would you realize you missed the signs? Because the signs were there. I just ignored them. 3 months earlier, my mom had asked me for help managing my savings. She said I was too focused on work and not paying attention to financial optimization. She used words like diversification and tax efficiency. It sounded responsible, professional, safe, and I believed her because she used to be a financial advisor. Or at least, that's what she told everyone. Sloane backed her up. "She's just trying to help you, Ethan," she said one night over dinner in Cambridge. "You've worked so hard for that money. Don't you want to protect it?" Protect it. That word stuck with me now, because I didn't protect anything. I handed it over. Not directly, but I gave them access. Joint oversight on an investment account. Temporary. Just until things were restructured. That's what they said. That's what I believed. Back then, it felt like family working together. Now, it felt like a perfectly executed exit plan. I pulled up my banking app again. Balance, $12,403. Everything else was gone. Transferred out in increments over 2 weeks. No alerts triggered. No flags. Because technically they had permission. That's what made it clean. Legal even. And that's what made it hurt more. Because this wasn't theft in the traditional sense. This was betrayal with paperwork. I stood up and walked to the window. Boston looked the same. People moving. Cars passing. Life continuing. But mine had just shifted in a way that didn't feel real yet. I checked the email again. Scottsdale. Of course. Warm weather. Luxury communities. A place people go when they want to start over and pretend nothing happened before. They didn't just take the money. They chose a place that matched the version of life they always wanted. And I funded it. For a moment, I thought about calling them. Then I noticed the final line again. "Don't try to contact us." Not "please don't." Not "we need space." Just a command. Cold. Final. I closed the email. Then I opened my laptop and started digging. Because if there's one thing I learned working in corporate risk analysis, it's that people always leave patterns. Always. The first thing I checked was property records in Scottsdale. It didn't take long. A house purchased 2 weeks ago under my mother's name. $1.2 million. Cash. Of course. The second thing I checked was Sloane's social media. She hadn't posted anything, which told me everything. Because Sloane never stopped posting. Unless she was hiding something. Unless she was building something quietly. That's when it hit me. This wasn't sudden. This wasn't emotional. This was planned. Carefully. Patiently. And I was the last piece they needed to complete it. The stable one. The reliable one. The one who would never suspect his own family. I sat back down and stared at my screen. Still no anger. Just clarity. And that's when something shifted. Because I realized something else. They didn't just take my money. They underestimated me. And that was their first real mistake. You see, the account they drained wasn't just a savings account. It was tied to a structured investment network. One that required identity verification, layered authorization, and traceable movement logs. They thought they took everything cleanly. But they didn't understand the system. Because I set it up. Every transfer they made left a digital trail. Every account they moved money into created a connection. And every connection could be followed. That's when the anger finally came. Not explosive, not loud, just sharp, focused, controlled. The kind of anger that doesn't rush. The kind that calculates. I opened a new file and started mapping everything. Dates, transfers, destination accounts, linked identities. It took me 6 hours. No products, no distractions, just pure focus. And when I finished, I saw the full picture. They didn't just move the money to one place. They split it, layered it, distributed it across 3 accounts before consolidating it again for the property purchase. They thought that made it invisible, but it didn't. It made it traceable. Let me ask you something. If someone tried to erase themselves from your life like this, would you chase them emotionally or would you respond strategically? Because in that moment, I chose strategy. Not revenge, not confrontation, just precision. The next morning, I made one call. Not to my mom, not to Sloan, but to a colleague in compliance law, Daniel Whitfield, someone who understood systems better than people. Daniel, I said, I need to understand something hypothetically. He laughed. It's never hypothetical with you, Ethan. I explained everything. Not emotionally, just facts. Silence followed. Then he said something that changed everything. They may have had access, but if intent to mislead can be proven, it shifts the entire legal ground. Intent to mislead. That was the key, because this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was deception from the start. And I had emails, messages, records of how they convinced me. All subtle, all careful, but all pointing to one thing. They never planned to give anything back. That was the midpoint, the moment everything changed, because suddenly I wasn't powerless anymore. I had something stronger than anger. I had leverage. Over the next week, I didn't contact them. I didn't react publicly. I didn't post anything. I just built my case, quietly. And then, when everything was ready, I sent one email. To my mother. Subject line, you missed one detail. No emotion. No accusation. Just one sentence inside. The transaction logs are complete. That's all I wrote. Then I waited. 2 hours later, my phone rang. Sloan. Of course. I'll let it ring. Then go to voicemail. Then ring again. And again. 5 times. 6. 7. I didn't answer. Because now, the power had shifted. They weren't in control anymore. And for the first time since that email, I felt something different. Not relief. Not closure. Just balance returning. Slowly. Exactly how it should. Because they thought they could disappear with everything. But they forgot something simple. I was the one who built the system they used to leave. And systems don't forget. They just wait. What's your personal reflection if your own family betrayed your trust like this? Would you try to fix the relationship or walk away and let the consequences unfold?